Yo, 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 we back again. I know I said I wasn't going to do another podcast.
So you wasn't going to do one?
Nah, I said the last one was going to be my last one. Shit.
Oh, really?
Based on how I feel, you feel me? Based on how I feel, you feel me? Because I know too much politics in the game, and there was a slight little politics from the first episode. I had to cut something out, but we ain't going to talk about that. But we bite. Work till it works. Loud talk. This ain't a podcast. It's a conversation where we get the inner works of your craft and also your personal development. It's your boy Marc, state champion. Yeah. State champion coach, the best trainer in the nation. But I got a couple guys over here who do their thing too in the Houston area. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. The Different Views podcast in the building. Yes, sir. Go ahead, y'all.
Gareon Conley, former Ohio State Buckeye, NFL free agent. Like you said, I'm a trainer as well out in Houston. More in the Missouri City area, and host of the Different Views podcast as well.
Yes, sir.
I'm Dejon Bradley. I'm from Ohio. I'm also a performance trainer. I work with like the youth, the high school, the college athletes, a couple pros. I'm also in the Houston area, in Missouri City specifically. I've been training since 2019. I also got a clothing brand, and I'm also one of the hosts on Different Views.
Okay. You got a lot going on in the Houston area. So if you want that work, make sure y'all tap in. Tap in. We got y'all locked in. All right, so we're going to get right into it, man, the craft. We're going to talk about the personal training business. How are y'all thoughts on the business side of personal training? And then we'll get your thoughts about just it in general.
Well, personal training for me, it started actually from him. So I was used to go back home just to go home and see family and shit, and then watching him train, like he would have me come to workouts, or he would just be like, I'm working out or whatever, I'll come pull up. And I would see the way he was working with the kids and shit. So I'm like, man, this shit, I can do this shit like in Houston where I was at, because I would go back home and I got my stepson. He's 16 now, but at the time he was 14. And I'm like, man, he could be training his teammates, his friends, and all that. I can bring that back to Houston. And I already know it's hella trainers out here, but I was just in my area, I didn't see none. So I started by getting inspired by him. And at first I was just doing it because I was rehabbing like my leg, and I was like, I have free time, I'm working out so I can train them. And then I was just like, man, I really like this shit. Like I was doing it with them, like seeing them grow, like it got more affectionate, and then I got more passion for it. So I was like, man, let me take it a further step and like be serious with it. So I started training more kids started to come, and then I started to make it basically like a business as far as just like income as well. But like I really try to make it like a more personal thing for me, because when they grow, I grow. Like I feel like anytime I help somebody else out, I grow. So I took it as that aspect, and then it just kept going up from there. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, what's your input on that?
So I started in 2019, and I started because I was trying to play college ball still. But like I was trying to get to Morehouse. And I'm like, all right, boom, I'm about to go to Morehouse and play football. Unfortunate circumstances happened, so I didn't go. And I'm like, bro, like, I wasn't satisfied. And I'm like, with my life. And I'm like, bro, what makes me happy? Like, when was I happy? And I'm like, when I was playing football. And I'm like, I physically can't play it because I can't get back on the team. So how can I get back into football? So it was like training. And when I first started training, it's funny, like, I was just doing it. Like, I was just doing what I knew. Like, I had a ladder, tennis balls, and like a couple cones. That was it. I probably had. I ain't even had 10 cones.
Start now.
Yeah, I ain't even had football or nothing. So I'm out there doing like little drills that I knew that I was just doing for myself. So I had like the first person I trained was my 5-year-old little cousin. So boom, I'm doing stuff with him. Man, and mind you, he's never played football. And with kids, like it's patience. Like that's patience to work with a kid. Yeah. He never played, so he thinking it's funny. I was watching the video the other day. He think he's just running around playing. He don't even know like he doing drills. So then I had a little cousin. He going into his freshman year. He like, boom, I want to play football. So I'm like, boom, I grabbed him. A couple of his homeboys came. I started training them. They got into the season, so they were like kind of slowed down.
Were you charging at this point?
No, I wasn't charging. My first 6 months, I didn't. My first 6 months, I didn't train.
That's a joke.
I didn't charge.
That's
and
a joke.
Even now, like it's certain things, like circumstances, I still train for free because it's like the love and the passion that I got for it. Like it's more than just money. So to go on, I started training more. More people started coming slowly. So then I started in like April of like 2020. So then the summer hit, and I'm like, okay, boom, like I'm taking away from my job. Like I went from working full time to part time because I'm loving training. Like I'm in the field from like sun up, sun down, like legit, like training all day, getting dark as shit out there, everything. Like, but I'm loving it. Yeah. But I'm like, damn, I'm losing money from it, like, because I ain't making no money from my job because I'm cutting out my hours, and it's like, okay, boom, I'm gonna charge a little bit. So I was charging like $45 for like 12 sessions, $65 for like 12 sessions.
Or you
like, so like 12 sessions,
$45
for the kids. And then for the high schoolers, it was like $65 for 12. And it's funny because they still had a problem. Some still had a problem with that. So mind you, I'm training like 20, 30 a week. I start charging, they drop. So I'm like, dang, I don't want people to think like I'm money hungry. I'm doing it for the money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but I wasn't understanding at the time. I'm cutting down my value. I'm not showing my value, my worth. So I'm like, I ain't tripping. Boom. So I'm training here and there. I'm probably out of that 20, bro. Like I'm probably only charging like 5 people. And it's like they paying me in payments. I kid you not, they wasn't even paying the full. Like I was just showing love because I love training. It was like when I started charging, they stopped coming. I'm like, no, I don't want them to stop coming. Like it's not about the money. Like so, boom. I was just like, boom. So fast forward, I moved to Dallas for a little bit because Dallas football, Texas football at the time, it was COVID. They didn't have football. So I was living in Dallas, and word of mouth spread it. Like I had players, they just started playing like great. Like they had tremendous stats. Everybody was like, it was like high demand for me to come like home. Like everybody wanted me to kind of be back home. So
that's how I get.
And I wanted to get back to school like too. So I'm like, and I got that. You know, you get that little like, damn, like, like what's up? Like everybody want me. Like, so I'm like, boom, forget it. I go back to Dallas. I go back to Ohio, and you know, it was just up from there. Like I just started progressing slowly from there. And I just started getting into like just so much team trainings. I had the opportunity to work with a college team, more college athletes. Like so, it was just growing from there.
For sure. You said a handful right there, boy.
Yeah, I know.
Let's talk about it. But no, we're going to break it down, though. So you train for free at the beginning.
Yeah.
So tell me what that do to your character as far as like building up that character. Because a lot of people think that money got to be attached to every opportunity.
Yeah. And
essentially, that's not the case when you're trying to be great. Like if you're trying to put in that work, you're trying to put in that extra work, sometimes you ain't going to get paid.
Yeah.
Instant gratification. Everybody want it now. What type of character that build when you kind of just getting it out the mud for the free? Like you just put it in just for the love. Like what kind of character you think that build for somebody like in their craft? Like
I think it just shows how much you really love what you're doing. Like I think like it just showed me like, okay, this is really what like I'm on the earth to do. Like this is my purpose. Like not just training athletes working on their craft, but being able to help somebody work at their craft, and not just football specifically. Just being able to teach them like the life skills that I was able to teach them. And I didn't realize like being a trainer, I wear multiple hats. Yeah. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor. I'm a big brother. I'm a therapist. I'm a counselor. Like I'm all of these things. Like I'm a Uber. I'm a chef. Like I was doing so much.
Price keep going up.
And it's like, and it was like I was doing all of this like for free because I just love to be able to help. And I always say it all the time. Like my biggest thing now is just to be a resource. Like I want to be a resource. I want to be able to help the youth, help people in general. Like just good-hearted people. Like I always say it all the time. Like I'd rather help kids than adults, like, because like they're the ones who don't really get the love, like, and I want to help, the ones who are lost, and I also want to help the ones who are doing good, because like people be so focused on the ones who lost and not showing love to the ones who are good. So
definitely. All right, how do y'all feel about like the social media aspect of training? Like, y'all feel like it's gimmicky? like I know I ain't the only one.
Yeah, man.
Like I feel like it's watered down. Let me know what you feel about
crazy,
it, man.
Bro. It's like, I mean, I've been through elite training from Ohio State to combine training to off-season training, like in the league or whatever. So I know the ins and outs of training. Like I can't tell you everything of what to do because I haven't studied and did all that, but I've been through it, so I know what works and what doesn't. And it's just like for social media, people be making up so many drills and workouts, and it's just like, bro, the formula has already been set. Like there's so many exercises you can do. There's so many drills you can do, and you just have to perfect them. You're not gonna make up this crazy new drill and just say, oh, this is what made this athlete so much better. Like no, there's already been bench press. There's already been squats. There's already been back pedal drills. There's already been receiver drills. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just about how can you get that and translate that to the athlete to understand how to get better at that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I feel like people on social media just be making up all this stuff and just doing all this extra stuff to look cool for social media. But I mean, it works sometimes because kids or parents or whoever is just on it, they like, oh, this shit look hard, or dang, they doing some hard drills. Like, I want to go train with him. But it's just like, at the end of the day, that's not what's going to make you better. It's about if the trainer can translate and get that through to you, whatever he's trying to get through to you and get you better. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I agree, man. A lot of it is gimmicky, and I know people gonna call me a hater or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But ain't no hate. Whatever works for you, works for you. I just don't want to be that type. You feel me? Yeah. I don't want to be reaching like I'm doing extra just to get a couple extra clients, bro. It's not genuine. It ain't authentic. I won't even feel right doing that, honestly. But there's another thing that I noticed though, like from you, like. You don't throw out the whole I've been in the league or thing. Like, you don't lead with that. Like, I just noticed that just peeping your Instagram, peeping your page, it's kind of like you don't lead with that. A lot of guys who've been in the league or who've been first-round draft picks, things like that, that's what they lead with. They're going to make sure that they put their picture. You're going to see everything.
Everything.
Is there a reason why? Is that, like, something you do strategically? Like, I'm not going to be, like, flying. It is what it is. Like, I did it.
Fuck it. I mean, it's just who I am, bro. Like, I am humble. I'm real humble. And I think I go in it real humble at first rather than going in it, like, super arrogant or cocky or confident or whatever. Like, I'm always confident in myself. I know who I am. Sure. But I go into it humble to let people know that I am a person just like you, no matter how much money I made, no matter if I made it to the league or whatever. So that's how I go into, like, everything that I do. But then I always get to a point where I have to reestablish, like, I'm humble, but I'm confident. Like, I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
For
like,
sure.
So it gets to that point where I got to do that if people don't understand it. So I go into things, like, real humble to give people that chance to be, like, that they understand. Like, I give them the benefit of the doubt as far as that. And then it's like, if they don't understand it, then I'm going to reestablish, like, yo, I'm that nigga, so don't fuck with me like that. But don't take advantage of me. And I've got to that point in my training, like, kids, parents, like, I'm picking kids up, I'm taking them to training, I'm training them, I'm dropping them off, I'm giving them food, I'm taking them to play basketball, we go on to outings and just doing stuff. And it's just like, I haven't even met some of the parents that I've trained kids. It's like, that's weird. Like, I'm taking your kid home, picking them up. I haven't even met you. Not that I want to thank you or money or anything, but it's if my son or my kids was going with somebody, like, I want to meet them. I want to know who my kid get in the car with, going to train with. They don't even know I could be doing anything with their kids. Like, I could be taking them anywhere, doing anything. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that I haven't met you, that's crazy. So it's like, it got to the point where I'm like, all right, now I got to, like, establish who I am and reestablish my boundaries and let people know, like, look, I need to meet your parents. I need to talk to your parents. We need to have a meeting. We need to go over, like, what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to get out of training. And then as far as, like, me explaining who I am, it's like, if you need that, I will give it to you. But I don't need to explain that. Like, you should already know, like, what I'm about and what I am. And that doesn't define me, but it's part of who I am. And I work to get that status, but that doesn't define me. So I go into it just humble, like I said. And then if I need to come out like that, then I will.
And that's the first thing I peeped, though. Like, when we first met, it was at a combine. Yeah. And, like, I just peeped you was in the cut. Like, I was like, man, played in the league. You feel me? Like, he ain't out there, like, he ain't come out there with a Raiders hoodie on. Yeah, like,
I'm trying to be low-key.
He low-key, for real. And I was like, that's some shit I'm on. Like, for real. Like, and that's kind of what, man, made me kind of like, yo, it was good. We chop it up and networking, you know. And you showed love for sure. Gave us some socks. You feel me? Right. Shout out to socks, man. You ain't man. Put the plug.
Oh,
in,
the last socks. Yeah, I got them on right now.
Shout out to Lilo socks, man.
Gotta get
you feel me? Make sure y'all get y'all fill. Get y'all fill.
Yeah, compression socks, lasso compression socks, arch support, inflammation recovery, all that, man. You can get them on lassogear.com for sure.
Hell yeah. I got a question for you. All right, since we in the training bag, this is a question. Which one you think is harder, maintaining your gifted talent, or getting somebody who's just like average and getting them to the next level? Like, which one you think is harder? Because I had a debate about pretty much. They was posting Tyreek Hill videos, and somebody was like, "Oh, we ain't trying to see that. You was born with the gift." And I was like, man, if y'all understand how hard it is to maintain the gift, you feel me? Yeah, you would look at it from a different perspective. So tell me what's your opinion on that? Like, which one you think is harder, and tell me why you think it's harder. And then I'm gonna need you too,
question.
good.
You said maintaining it, and then
I'm glad you asked him
Maintaining
first.
God's gift.
So
You feel me?
it.
Maintaining God's gift, like guys who physically gifted, like, or getting an average guy to that level of greatness. So, like, which one you think is hard?
Dang.
If you gotta answer, you go ahead and jump in.
I think for me personally, I think it's the gift, like having all the athleticism, the God's gift, the blessings, all that. I think it's harder because, like you said, to maintain, you got so many expectations, and then I feel like it's more pressure on you when you're average or you're not that good or not that athletic yet. I feel like you have really nothing to lose at that point.
It's a gym.
And then it's like you going hard. You got so many more motivation factors. I feel like
hungry.
People can take it either way as far as your mindset, but I feel like once you don't have something, like you're gonna work harder to get it. You know what I'm saying? If you have something, it's like, man, it's that feeling of relaxing or satisfaction, or I can be cool, I can chill. You know what I'm saying? I can get by. Like I got a couple athletes like that now. Shit, even my stepson, he's probably the main one. He's 6'3". He can run a 4.4. I haven't seen him run yet, but he can run a 4.4.
Right.
He athletic as shit, and it's like that's a blessing. But he don't work the hardest out of the group, so it's like that's really hard to do that because you can get by with so much athleticism. Shit, I was the same way in high school. Like I was real athletic. I would just run goals like in high school because I was just faster than people. I didn't have to run no routes. You know what I'm saying? And coverage, like I'm playing off. I literally just wait for somebody and I can just catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't playing no technique or none of that shit.
Yeah.
I was just going off athleticism. So I got humbled with that when I went to Ohio State, and I was just like, it's hella athletic people here.
Everyone,
now. So I'm like,
everybody
now
got.
I gotta hone in on my technique. But then it's like I picked up on technique so quick, and I feel like that's one of the gifts too. Is like I'm picking up on technique quick, and this guy can't. So like I gotta understand like how to keep going as far as that. So I feel like it's harder with that, like to keep going because you already have it. It's less motivation factors and inspiration, like to keep going. So you gotta find ways, like, and it's hard to find ways to stay motivated, stay disciplined.
Definitely. That's kind of why I started the podcast. We gotta stay on their neck, man. We gotta keep them motivated, man. We gotta make sure everybody every day you gotta hear something for sure. You thought about it? What's up?
Yeah, kind of what he said. I will say like the God gift, because like the standard is always so much higher. Like every level you get, like this always like, man, you got to do this, you got to do that. But again, like he said, they rely on that talent, and then like I think too with the most talented ones, when that adversity hits, they fold, like because they ain't used to like, hold on, like what's this pressure? I ain't used to this uncomfortability. So I think like it's harder for that one that got to maintain, and that one that's the average. You know, he already has that hunger and that chip on his shoulder, like so he already kind of has that grind. So now you just kind of got to give him the formula and the tools, like teach him what to do. Yeah. He already gonna put the work in for you. So I think it's kind of harder for the one that gotta maintain that gift.
One more thing, my bad. So like to add to that, like that person that is average or below average or whatever, when they get great or get good or whatever, they end up being that person that has the gifts because they end up getting that part where you're like, you either get big headed or you get to that point where you like, damn, like how do I stay motivated and stuff now that I got it? So you end up getting in that position anyway. So I feel like that's why it's harder for real. Yeah,
just making sure they don't get comfortable because man, you get that every day when you got a super athletic kid, like he just get comfortable. He think he the shit. He think he ain't got to work extra because everything's so easy. Then when he go to practice, he's comparing himself to the other guys instead of comparing himself to the whole world. Like you got to think about it from I'm trying to be the best in the nation. I ain't just trying to be the best high school kid in my hood or whatever the case may be, my city. But y'all play Lamar this weekend. Ain't it?
Yes. Ooh. I can't wait to go to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big game. Lamar been smacking things all year.
I ain't disrespecting at all. Like that's my stepson's school, but it ain't y'all yet. They haven't got me. They haven't got me in there to be a y'all. Like that's their team. Right? I just want to make sure because like my standard of football, my standard of greatness and all that is different, and I don't want to be tied to that. Like unless they gonna really do that. So the ones I train, they understand. They know who I am. I root for them. I want them to win, play good or whatever. But it's like I'm I'm a neutral fan. I'm a fan of my players, man. Like,
Facts.
They're gonna have to reel me in to get to
win that state champion red point.
I ain't the yard.
Got to win that shit red point. All right, we're gonna transition into the merch game. So you said you got a clothing line company. Tell me about that. How did you start it? Like, what was the transition on that? What made you start it? Stuff like that.
I started it because really I was like looking around and I would always see like everybody wearing like Adidas, Nikes, like the kids I was training.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I want them to wear like my shit. Like I want them like in my shit. So it was like two of a thing of I always said it like I wanted to be like a worldwide trainer. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, how can I become that? And then also it was like, okay, how can I also create another income for myself? Because like when the season come, like the training slow down.
Oh yeah.
And so it was like I want to be a full-time trainer. So it's like, okay, what can I do? So I was like, okay, I got into the clothing. And I'm like, when I got into it, like I started with like jumpsuits. I started with actually these hoodies. Actually, I started with these hoodies. And then from these hoodies, I went to jumpsuits. Yeah. And it was like, I didn't even care. Like I was just passing them out. Like I was just kind of like giving them away. And then like I would charge here and there, but it was still like I wasn't making no profit. Like when I really looked at this expense, the profit and revenue, it was like I really wasn't making no profit because I didn't care about that. Like I just was like, okay, I want to make everybody I want everybody, when I see somebody walk into a room, it was like I want them having my stuff on. So then I grabbed ski masks because that's when ski masks was a thing. Yeah. And I'm like, because it was COVID era. Nah, this was like it was last year.
Okay.
Was it?
I thought it was 2 years ago.
No, that might have been 2 years.
After the pandemic, everybody started losing their money, so they started investing in
that's when the Pooh Shiesty mask became a thing. Because I started making stuff for myself, and it was like, like what are they wearing? And it was like, okay, they on the Pooh Shiesty mask, crazy. Yeah. So I'm like, boom, like, bro, I probably sold like no lie, I sold like over 100 of them. Like they was just selling. I was selling for like 15, and I would give like some of the players some. I was like, here, y'all sell these, and I was like, y'all take off like 5, 10, whatever. Like if y'all like charge over, like just give me back my whatever. So boom, they at the school selling them, and it's like, and then it was like also like I was letting them make money too, because it was like. But then my product was being so like I had everybody wearing those ski masks.
Did Antoine get one?
Yeah, I
had a couple of the kids here got one.
Yeah, a couple of them wearing it.
They was like, where you get that from? My cousin ski mask.
And I was like, just like low key, just giving them out. Like, and I was just giving them out. And then the transition to the summer, I'm like, okay, what's the thing now? Like, what can I sell now? And it was like mesh shorts. Mesh shorts was hot. Yeah. And I ended up selling those, and like those sold great. But I had like some issues like with the fabric and the material of them, so I kind of slowed down with the merch. It was like, okay, now I want to sell merch, but it was like, I want to really get into it, like really get into like the little fashion piece of it, because like I'm seeing like I can really make some money from this. So I took a break with the clothing for a little bit, because also I was working at Akron and going to school and trying to train. It was like just too much. Mm-hmm. So I took a break for a little bit. So now it's like I want to step into like the streetwear fashion part, like that on. So like I'm starting that brand of like inspirational visuals. And then having my Big 8 merch as well. So, like, the streetwear stuff, like, I want to have, like, you know, like, I always been into, like, the 90s look of stuff, like, the old school sweatsuits, the little windbreakers, the suede stuff. So, I'm trying to get into that type of thing now for the men, women, babies, kids. Like, I want to have everything you need, like, to where, like, everybody's wearing my stuff. Like, it's all around the house. It's, like, to the point to where it's, like, damn, this shit too much. Like, but that's how I want it to be. Like, I want to have every essential good that you need within the house. So, and like it's just another way too, just to get myself out there more and build my brand and
cross branding.
My brand more.
Yeah. That's another reason why I made a podcast. You try to cross brand just to make sure that everybody's informed on what I'm doing. Like different brands get together and we kind of align with each other and pretty much get the word out there and get the most out of the product. But you got some. I got a little merch, but I ain't really get into it like I'm supposed to. Yeah. You feel me? It's kind of like I just used to give them out just so people could be like, oh, who shirt that is and stuff like that. But I ain't never get into it like where I'm actually like got a box in the trunk, like, and I'm just selling them out. Like, you got a box in the trunk right now?
I got some shirts in the trunk.
I'm copping something. We copping something right after we leave here. But I'm trying to get some Lab Talk T-shirts and hoodies. I feel like the color wave is dope and it look good on a shirt. Like, so I'm trying to get into that. I just be trying to like diverse my portfolio. Yeah. Get in every lane, you feel me? But I don't never do nothing like 100%. Yeah. Like everything is kind of like 25%, 25%, 25%. Yeah. And it's kind of like, I feel like sometimes you spread yourself thin, but then ultimately you're doing what you want to do. Right. You fulfilled. And it's like you getting a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And when one ain't going up, the other one going to be you and stuff like that. So it keep it level-headed, but I still want to go into it 100% and kind of do the research and know the in and outs of actually like selling merch, because I know it's a lot that goes into it. Like, it ain't, people think it's easy. Yeah. Where you could just, man, I'm finna just print something on a t-shirt and then sell it. Like, no, you got to actually think about what's culture, what's popping. Like, you got to do your research, like with everything. Like, but I never get to that point where I'm going 100% like into it. So I mean, one day probably. Yeah. We're gonna transition though to the personal life, because I know this is kind of a good transition. So we're going to talk about, like, time management.
Yeah.
All right. So how do y'all feel about what's the importance of time management? Give me y'all insight on how intentional are y'all with y'all schedule, different things like that, just to kind of give y'all some insight on just personal development and how y'all feel about time.
For me, I feel like time management was always – I was spoiled by time management, because – at Massillon, it was like we always had like a tight schedule as far as like football and school, practice, all this stuff. And then I always played basketball and track, so I was always in something. So I always had a schedule like for me. Like, you know how if you ain't doing nothing, like if you're not playing a sport or if you're just working or whatever, it's like you got work and then you got free time. So you got to manage your time right and all that. So like I was always in something to where I was like always had a schedule for me. Of course, I had more free time in high school, but when I went to Ohio State, like that schedule was so tight and crazy. Like you had to follow it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got 6 a.m. workout, you got 8 a.m. class, you got like a hour, maybe an hour, depending on if your next class is right next to you or close or far. You got 45 minutes to an hour between class, and then you got to get some food in that, so you ain't really got no time to sleep. So you got to do that. Then you got to go to your class, whatever, up to like, 2:30. We got special teams meeting. That's the first meeting. If you're on special teams, you got a special teams meeting. You might have to get like a little lift in before you go to meetings. And then you got team meeting I think our team meeting was at 2:30 actually. Then you got special teams. Then you got position meetings. Then you got a little break between then and practice. You get something to eat, you do some recovery, whatever, or warm up. Then you go practice. Then after practice, you got tutoring. Then you gotta study or whatever you gotta do. So
y'all listen to this.
You got that every.
You sure you want to go
D1? Every single day, and that's in the winter. So don't even come to the season. Like the season, you gotta do all that. Then you got a game. Then after the game, we got practice the day after the game. Got tutoring after that. Like, man, it's crazy.
Talk about it, man.
We got the craziest schedule, but it's like as far as like the schedule being hard, like yeah, it's hard, but I was spoiled because the schedule was laid out for me. So it's like, and then of course, like, you know, you fall off sometimes and you late to this or whatever, but it's like I had it there in front of me, so I was really spoiled. Like to make your own schedule and to be on time and time managed is hard, and I'm seeing that now. Because like even in the league, it was the same thing. Like you got a schedule from morning meetings to the end of practice, and then you got free time. But now that I'm out of the league, the transition was like crazy. I was rehabbing. And then it was to the point where I wasn't rehabbing because workers' comp had something going on or whatever. So I was doing shit on my own. I'm still doing shit on my own now. So I'm like, man, then I got kids. I'm like, how do I manage my time? So as far as me with the time management, I just took it as, what did I do in college in the league? And I just remembered that shit. And you see how I just explained it? Like I know it like the back of my hand. So I was like, let me just treat my weeks like a week of practice, and then Sunday is game day, or Saturday is my game day, or something like that. So I treat it like that, and then I incorporate my kid's schedule. My son go to daycare 3 times a week. So whenever he had daycare, that's when I work out in the morning. That's basically like when they have meetings and practice. Then I get him, and then that's when I do like basically like my recovery. I just chill with him or whatever. And then the next day I just do it again and again and again. So it's hard, though. I understand, like, people who don't have a schedule and have to make their own schedule and time manage, that shit's hard, for sure.
Hell yeah.
It's important, though, for sure.
Hey, man, like, shit. Like me, this morning, I had to go to Special Olympics office, pick up the company car, come here, do a podcast. Then I got to go to a high school and help them with this unified programming. Then I got to go train after that, 3 sessions. Then I'm go home, late as hell. Crazy. Well, let's talk about it. Hey, what about you? You map out your schedule? How your schedule looking?
I be writing it down. Like I write it down. But like he said though, like at Massillon, like that's the high school we went to. Like it's like a mini college. like the way they program everything, and I didn't realize until he just said it. I really thought about it, like we had a schedule, like especially like in the summer, like you had a schedule, like that schedule broke it down for like hour, like broke it down by the hour, and it was like it was a very detailed schedule, and you had to follow it, and it was like I didn't realize like that was kind of like low key like planting that seed into me. You know, after high school, I ended up not playing college ball, so it was like I got lazy. Man, I gained a bunch of weight. I was just unproductive as hell, like with myself. Like I was waking up at like 12, going to sleep at like 3, 4. I didn't have a schedule. Yeah. So when I got to training, it was like, okay, I got into it, and it was like, okay, I got to fix myself and better myself before I can better somebody else. So I got into the schedule. I got into like just taking care of myself, and then I got into like planning out my whole days the night before. Like I was legit writing down by like hour after hour, like each hour, like I was writing down, okay, I want to do this, that, and the third, and I had a routine in the morning and everything. And then like I got frustrated because it was like, dang, like I ain't on track with my schedule. But I had to realize too, like, yeah, I can plan, but be ready for if something unexpected happens. But just still keep going within, and that's just in life. Like plan it, but like if something unexpected happens, don't get upset. Like it's just part of it. But like even now, like I got a morning routine that I stick to like faithfully. Like I got my whole little routine. We were just talking about it the other day on the podcast. Like I have a whole routine that I have to do, and it's like if I don't do that routine, I don't feel right. Like I don't feel right to go about my day.
Give us some insight. Like, break it down. I know
so like,
you don't want to give too much. Yeah,
routine.
Don't get too much sauce. But give a little sauce. Like, you don't gotta give the details.
You know, one you gotta find like your own, like you know what you do. But like my routine in the morning, like you feel me, I hit the hygiene early. As soon as I go do my hygiene, wash my face, brush my teeth, all of that. I go get the water. I pray. I read my. I'm in the book of Proverbs right now, so I'm getting to the Bible, reading that. I journal, and then I plan like within my journal is the goals, it's what I have going on for the day, and just like just like little tasks and little reminders and that. I'm getting on the computer, and trying to like if I got time, trying to get a content video in of just like training or whatever it might be, just trying to get it something like that done, and then shoot, I'm out the door then. Like by then I'm out the door and I'm ready to go. I might cook, before I leave, but usually I'm out the door if it's either like me and him working out. Or if it's just me heading down to like D1 to go down to the facility. I'm at the facility for a couple hours. Like today, for instance, I'm here, then I'm to the facility, then I'm leaving the facility and going training at the school, getting a workout in before I go back to the crib because I work out this morning. Yeah. And then I'm going home, cooking, hopping on the computer because I'm still in school, doing my school work. Again, trying to get some content done before I lay back down, and then I'm chilling for the day. But it's like that's an everyday thing. Like it's like I was just saying on the podcast the other day. It's like every day I want to like stay consistent with my non-negotiables. Like I got non-negotiables that I want to do every day within my discipline. Day, and like it helps me tremendously because I'm learning every day. I'm learning about myself, and I'm just learning knowledge on just life in general. So like that helps me a lot.
So do you balance like social life? Like do you incorporate so that matter in your life? Like,
before I got here, like nah. Before I got here, like that's all I cared about. Like all I cared about was like my training. I was like I still am like I was addicted to it. Like I'm like that's all I wanted to do. That's all I cared about. Like that's all I did. Like 7 days a week. I got out here and it slowed.
He's still gonna do it to you.
Yeah, I got out here and I got to it, and then it slowed down for a little bit, and I was like going crazy. Like it was killing me. I'm like, damn, I ain't training. Like people might be like, and I ain't even really mad. Like, no, I ain't even really kick it. Like, cause it was like I didn't feel right. We went out like since I've been here, I probably went out like 4 times. Oh, okay. And I've been out here since May, and I probably went out like 4 or 5 times for real. Cause it was just like I'm a person like I used to kick it. Like I've been going to parties since I was a kid. Like legit, like element. Like I've been going like kicking it since I was like a kid. Yeah. And it's like so like and it's way more I got to experience within my life. But it was just like I got a feel of kicking it. I got a feel of going out to clubs. I got a feel of traveling and going different places and experiencing different things. So it's like right now I'm just so locked in and I don't feel comfortable like kicking it. Like I don't feel comfortable going out if I know everything's not in order. And, you gotta and I realize too you gotta put some play into it a little bit, kick it a little bit. But like right now I don't be caring to kick it. Like I be in the crib like and shoot he'll tell you like I'm either at the house, his house, or training. If I ain't doing those 3 things, I'm in the crib. Like I don't care about none of that right now until I have my stuff together.
Yeah, I got to that point, man, where I literally, this is today, Saturday, we went to my fiance's friend's house, which is up in like Magnolia. These 2 days is the first 2 days I'd have been past the toll, like 59 or whatever, 69 or whatever, to past Sugarland, whatever, in probably, a month. It was like 2 months. Was the last time I got my hair cut, I think. Like, I literally don't go out of town. Like, I go to HEB and I'm at the field or I'm at the crib. Like, that's it. Like, that's the only places I go. And it's like, I do all my training in my garage or at the field. So I got all the fields around me. So I don't really got to go nowhere. And then I watch my son every day after he get out of daycare. So me and him just go on walks and stuff. So I'll be with him. I'll take him to go eat. But like I said, it's around the area. But I got to the point where I did so much. Like you said, I did so much so early that I got the feel of kicking it and doing that. Like, when I first got here, man, I went crazy.
Gonna do it to you every time.
I went crazy. Like, I was going out. I remember I was telling him, he was here. Yeah,
my first week coming here, I got here, on a Thursday. Yeah. I was here from, like, Thursday to Sunday. We went out every day. Yeah. We'd leave the crib at, 11, get back at, like 3, and 4,
I've got to wake up for practice and shit at 7 in the morning.
And I remember that first day. I remember he was like, "I got practice in the morning." That mine just probably 4 or 5. We got back late. I said, "Oh, he not going to practice." I'm on the couch. I look up. I said, "Oh, he late." I said, "Oh, he dedicated." Like,
bro, you got to do what you got to do. Even though you have a little fun, you got to make sure you stick to the grind.
Like, at Ohio State, we'd have 5:45 workouts. We would go out and be out till 3 a.m. knowing we got to work out and still make it to our workouts because we were so scared to miss the workout. Like, we didn't care. We go in there and throw up. It don't matter. We making the workout, though.
You got to. It's mandatory.
Yeah. So it got to that point. And then out here, like, man, I've been to Houston actually one time before I moved out here, and I kicked it, but I was only here for 2 days. When I moved out here, bro, mind you, I'm a football player, so I'm getting love.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, then the boys want to go out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, this shit lit. I'm like, man, this is maybe want to live in Houston. I'm like, I'm trying to live in Houston. This shit lit. So I'm going out. Like I said, I'm going out. After going out, I'm waking up 6 a.m., 7 a.m., going to practice. I remember one time I'm practicing this during training camp. Yeah. It's hot in the summer out here.
Yeah, this shit.
Man, I go out. I'm on the field. I'm tired. I'm hungover. I'm sweating. I'm about to feel like I'm about to throw up. I'm talking about mid-snap. Before the snap, I throw up on the field. Then they snap the ball, and I just got to play. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So then I jog out the field. We done. Defensive get a stop or whatever. I jog out the field. I just kept throwing up on the sideline. Coaches is looking at me like, I know you went out last night. Yeah. I'm like, shit. Hey, I did. I'm here, though. I'm here. I'm doing what I got to do. But, yeah, I kicked it, bro. And I got to the point where I was just like, I did everything so much. So I'm cool. And then right now, because I still go out here and there, but, like, right now I'm on a cleanse. So what I do personally, when I was in the league, I haven't been in the league for damn near 3 years now. So, but what I did, even when I was in the league, I wouldn't go out during the season, or I wouldn't drink during the season. Even if I would go out, I wouldn't drink. I would cleanse during the season. And I was like, man, let me get back to that. Even though I'm not on the team, I want to, like I said, I want to make this routine like I'm in practice. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a game. So I was like, man, let me just go on this cleanse like I'm in my season like I would do before. So right now I'm on a cleanse. So I haven't drank since, July 23rd was my sister's birthday, last time I drank. So I'm just on the cleanse right now, so there ain't no point in me going out either. So that's what I'm on right now.
Definitely. See the importance of just kind of getting it out the way early. Like, it's important. Like, certain times you want to, like, just get it out your system that you're ready for, like, the next level in your life, man. We're going to transition to our segment, What Works for You? What works best for you? So I'm going to give y'all pretty much 2 options, and you pretty much let me know which one you prefer, which one works best for you.
Bet.
All right. First one, respect or loyalty? Which one you prefer? Which one works best for you?
That's tough. I would say respect, because I feel like respect, if you respect me, because you don't got to be my friend to respect me. You could not like me, but you would respect me. So I feel like that. And then I feel like loyalty, it comes and goes with just whoever you meet and who you establish that relationship with. Like, I done got broke down by people that I thought was loyal, and I done gained loyalty or got loyalty from people that I never would expect it from. So I feel like that comes and goes. But respect, long as you respect me, I'm cool.
E1, what do you think?
That's hard, because I'm real big on loyalty, but, like, respect, like,
Especially when you training. Like, you think about that a lot, boy.
Yeah.
Like,
now that I think about it, now that you just said that, I'd rather have respect. Because it's like I be having, like, a lot of loyalty for, like, going to training. A lot of the kids and the players and the parents and all that. But, like, I still don't get the full respect sometimes from it. So, I'm going to have to go with respect. I'm going to say respect.
Yeah. All right, second one we're going to go with. I'm thinking this off the top of the head. Which one gave you more fulfillment, training or playing ball?
Man,
that's hard.
That's some crazy questions, bro.
Shoot,
that's
tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, this is a tough one now. I ain't gonna lie. It's a tough one
for me. Damn, I was gonna say training, but it's like for me, I haven't trained that long, so I don't know yet. And then it goes back to the loyalty question. So like loyalty, as far as like the kids, they came and go. Like I got 5, I think, that I still train. So I haven't really gotten that full fulfillment out of it yet because I feel like they still haven't done what they needed to do. So I haven't really got that full fulfillment. So I would say playing because obviously I played longer than I've trained. And I've accomplished so many goals that I didn't think, not even that I didn't think I could, I just didn't even aspire to have these goals that I accomplished. Like I didn't even want to be in the NFL. Like I wanted to be in the NBA. And I made it to the NFL and I grew a love for football. Yeah. I grew love for football my senior year of high school and like my freshman year of college. So I would definitely say playing. I got more fulfillment.
Hey, shout out to everybody who switch up from basketball to football. Get that scholarship.
Man,
hey,
that's all I was thinking about.
A lot of y'all jits got to think about it, man. Stop playing basketball. Well, you can play basketball, but, man, take football serious.
Once you hit your junior year,
it's a lot easier. Shout out my boy, Gareon Dexter, man. He played basketball all his life. He was a beast. Yeah. Dominated. Man, we said, man, you gonna play some football, man. Yeah. Went to Florida. Now he in the league. You feel me? Shout that boy out, man. Man, you got to go with the football route, man. That's a better shot. You can play both. I mean, I know y'all love basketball. Man,
if you under 6 foot,
I like to shoot too.
you under 6 foot, you don't need to be playing.
Play basketball.
You got to be 6'3".
If you under 6 foot, don't even think about it.
Show, man. You under 6'2". Man, I remember I was playing basketball, man. And then I went out for the basketball team. He was like, man, you made the team, everything, because of my height. And then first day of practice, all they did was run defense drills. I said, oh, yeah, I don't love this. I don't play football. Hey, in middle school, I thought it was all about shooting, man. We shooting. Went to high school, man, full court press. Now we working on full court press.
Suicide.
Man, hell no, man. I'm playing football, man. Fuck that shit. What about you?
I want to say football, like playing. But because that's what got me into training. Yeah. Like I couldn't play football no more, so I fell in love with training. But I'm gonna say training though because like it opened up so many doors and opportunities for me. Like it changed like my whole perspective of life and like how I carry myself and the opportunities that I've had so far within it. And I'm only in going into my 4th year with it, so it's like I'm gonna say training, like because I already know the opportunities and blessings I might have with it. It's way bigger.
Facts. Last one, third one for the road. All right. Which one you think is more important? Having a great coach or having a great, mentor, like outsiders, like your school per se, like.
Yeah, that's easy. Mentor.
You
can have a coach that is your mentor too, but what I'm experiencing, I mean, I've experienced with coaches before, but what I'm seeing now with coaching is bad, bro. And not to knock any coaches that are good or doing good or whatever, and not to knock every coach and not to be negative, but the coaching I've been seeing lately is just bad. Like they aren't teaching kids, like not even just take away from life. They're not teaching kids like the techniques, the proper way to do fundamentals and all this stuff, and they're not teaching them to like be hungry or to grind or like holding them to expectations of high standards or nothing like that. And then as far as like the life thing, and I understand coaches have limited time or like a lot of players to deal with, but it's just like they're not teaching them how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like a mentor is definitely needed. And fathers, just to add in, I think fathers are definitely needed too, because a lot of fathers aren't active in kids' lives, and that's why kids don't even understand how to be a man.
Yeah. Are y'all interested in coaching, or are y'all just cool with the training aspect and like we cool?
Unless I got a crazy ass opportunity for a coaching job, like I'm cool. Politics, I'm trying to train. Like if I'm a trainer, I can do what I want. It's my schedule. If you don't like it, you can go train with somebody else. For real.
Yeah. What about you? You inspired being a coach, or trainer just want to stay?
And I did a little bit of the coaching like with high school, and then I was doing it at Akron U. Like I was a student assistant, but like I didn't have like student assistant role. Like I had like a GA role and like a pass rush. But the time in it, no. Like especially in the college level, like the time with it is no. And like with the high school, it's kind of like, and this might sound like controlling, but like if I ain't like the head coach or like got like a big say in how the about the culture and how things are ran and the morals and the value, I don't want to do it because like.
That come with a lot too, though.
I
never inspired to be a head coach just because I know the politics that come with it. Because you're still in the system.
The politics.
At the end of the day, so you gonna look bad either way you go because the system control it. You don't necessarily control it. Control the system. Gonna control
just the
it.
face of look bad.
That's why when I did coach, I coached my little position group. We made sure we were great.
Right.
But also, there's certain coaches who kind of push the envelope that you can respect them. Shout out to Coach J. Coach Johnson, Lakewell High School, man. Hey, we're going to push the envelope. We're going to shake the tree. They going to respect it, you feel me?
Yeah.
And you feel me? You get it done. How you get it done, you're going to do it your way to some degree, though. But there's still that system where the outside people won't even understand what's going on.
Yeah,
they think it's you who's doing it when really you being controlled by a higher power.
Yeah, and I ain't realize the politics.
The politics, man, is bad.
Politics
man.
at our high school,
man, it's way too much politics, man. I did coach for 7 years, man. The politics that come with it, parents watching your social media, snitching on you on the background, parents talking about you, talking about what you ain't do. They waiting for you to lose. That's why we ain't lose last year. We undefeated. Now what? They still complain about playing time. I mean, man, it's like too much politics that come in it. We here to play football or what?
Right.
Like, man, and then the ungratefulness, man. It's hard, man. It's hard. I just like the competitive side. Yeah. That's kind of why I went into coaching, because with training, you could get guys great. You can make them perform better. But it's like you lose that. You don't get that competitive like preparing for somebody like, man, I want to beat your ass. Right. You don't get that aspect. You kind of lose it a little bit. And that's kind of why I wanted to get it. I was like, man, I want to get on these guys next, man. Like, man, who we got on the schedule next, man? Just the game planning. Because that's how, when you play, you like the preparation part.
Preparation,
you love the preparation.
Like
man,
you in it.
Because then when you win, you like, hey, this is what I did it for.
I did it, You get that satisfaction.
I can't necessarily find that edge in training like how you will when you coaching, when you in that field, like, man, preparing for the next opponent and like executing the game plan, and like, man, that shit feel good. Well,
I feel like that's why I said that about the fulfillment thing, like the playing versus the training, because like I said, I've been training for about a year, almost 2 years, like, and I feel like the kids haven't got to that point where they like reach that, like, that feeling. Like, I be just trying to instill that shit. Like, I'm trying to whoop your ass. Like, I be trying to make that environment in training. And it's like that environment don't pop up like that as much because, like you said, one, because you don't have a team there. You're not in a game. And then two, it's like they getting different aspects from coaching to coming to training to at home, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I be trying to instill that environment in the workout. So.
And it's kind of hard, man, because what I kind of try to implement is like if they get an offer or something like that. Yeah. So if a kid get an offer, then I feel like, okay, that's kind of similar. Yeah. But then you don't want to be too focused on the offer, because then the kids start getting focused on the offer. And it's like, damn. So it's like you got to find that balance. It's like, man, what the hell? Because you don't want to get them caught up in that, because then they start getting caught up. They start losing sight, and they start focusing too much about it. That's why work till it works. I used to always tell my players, work till it works. Don't worry about the offers. Yeah. Don't worry about nothing. Lock in, focus on the goal, and just work at it. Yeah. That's it. Like, just work, man. Because then once you start getting caught up in everything, you're going to get in your feelings. Some days you ain't going to feel like working out. Yeah. Then you're going to get caught up in the emotion of the game. And it's like you're going to end up skipping workouts because you're in your feelings. You're not getting offers. You feel like it ain't paying out. Man, better. Just work till it works, man. For sure, for sure. All right, we're going to go into the closing remarks. Y'all got any free game, any quotes, any shout-outs y'all want to give Feel me? You got any questions, anything, like, we're going to go into the little closing remarks.
I was just going to say, shout out to my players, man. See, we talk about training. Like,
yes, sir.
They get on my damn nerves, bro. I love them kids, bro. I love them kids. And the ones who stuck with me, like, and still training, like, I shout out to them. But y'all still need a lot of work to do, just to let y'all know.
Always.
But low-key, another shout-out to just everybody, bro. Like, anybody – I just been thinking about it every day. Like, anybody that's going through anything, just realize, like, you're blessed to wake up today. And everybody's going through some shit. Like, there's somebody that's going through something way worse than you, so just push through. Like, I'm real self-motivated, so it's kind of easier for me to just find ways to push through shit, but just try to find a way to push through because you woke up, you got another opportunity to try today.
Big facts. You got us one. Go ahead, drop the gem on us.
Just for the youngins, like, keep working. For them underdogs, like, don't look at nobody else's journey. Like, focus on yourself and your journey. Execute, plan, and just stay consistent this offseason. Because, like, the offseason coming for a lot of y'all. So start planning now for the offseason. Start planning on finding them strengths and weaknesses that you have within the season. And this offseason, like, get to work. Go to work. Put your head down.
Work till it works. You guys got to keep grinding, stay focused, and accomplish your goals, man. Be fulfilled while you're doing it, too. Don't let nobody tell you got to do something if you ain't got to do it. All right? Make sure you're fulfilled when you're doing it. Make sure you're happy with your decisions you make. And we out, man. It's been real. Make sure y'all tap in with all the platforms. All right? We're going to have that in the description. So we're going to have everybody's IG, everybody's business in the description, and y'all tap in. It's a wrap.